Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to another great episode of Wealth for Generations. It's your host, Mr. Elijah Lee. But like I said, I have a young, aspiring engineer of all engineers out there in the world. Shout out to James Marrero. He's out there doing big boy things. He just turned 21 not too long ago, so shout out to him. But we are doing things a little different because my that was my engineer, and he's doing some things. He might be back though. He might be back. So don't leave. Don't leave. Stay tuned. But we got a really good, exciting episode for you guys today, like we always do. But ladies and gentlemen, Wealth of Generations family, today we got a guest who ain't just talking about money. He's talking about impact. Born and raised right here in Arizona, he's the founder of Next Wealth, a company built on financial empowerment and transformation. He's a proud brother of Phi Beta Sigma. Say that right? Phi?
Phi Beta
Phi
Sigma.
Beta. Okay.
Incorporated.
Just want to make sure I said it right. Don't want to disrespect. Don't want to disrespect. Phi Beta Sigma, living by brotherhood, scholarship, and service. But more than that, he's a man who believes in entrepreneurship, or who believes entrepreneurship isn't just about stacking dollars. It's about building people and leaving legacies. If your credit score, if your credit score is looking like a crime scene, he's the detective. Your business needs funds, he's the plug. They call him Mr. Impact, and trust me, that name ain't just branding, it's the truth. Family, let's make some noise for the one and the only TJ Smith, aka Mr. Impact. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being able to spare some time and hang out with us today on Wealth for Generations.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me here.
No problem, no problem. I just gotta do my quick little. Okay, I always got y'all know me. If you've been rocking with me, I always gotta check that sound. Always gotta check that sound. Make sure y'all can hear us out there. But for anybody out there that didn't catch the intro, or if there's any little bit of extra information out there, would you like to give another formal introduction for yourself for the viewers out there real quick, sir?
No, absolutely. Name is TJ Smith, born and raised in here, Phoenix, Arizona. Um, just trying to leave an impact on the community and on people's lives, dealing with credit, teaching about credit and funding on the personal side and on the business side to leave and to obtain your next wealth.
Awesome. Thank you for being here and trying to, not trying to, but making a staple in our community and making sure that we are building up. We are building wealth for the next generation with the type of knowledge and the type of help that this man is putting out here.
Absolutely.
But without any further ado, let's get into the shizzo. You know how we got it going, man. We got our first segment of the show, which is one of my favorites. I mean, I love them all personally. It's my show, so I should love them all.
Right.
But the first one we got is the wealthy wisdom. So this one is going to be kind of getting into the type of gems and stuff that Mr. TJ has for us, or should I say, Mr. Impact. So first and foremost, what separates your business from any other credit repair business?
For my business, it's more so about relationships, right? And so I'm not looking to just rush you into a sale. I'm not looking to tell you what credit repair that you need credit repair. Everybody knows if you're coming to me, you know that you need it. I'm looking to actually sit down with you and trying to figure out what is your next wealth, and that's why I named the company that, right? And most people's next wealth look different. Somebody might just want a specific type of car. Somebody might want that 4-bedroom, 2-3-bedroom house. Somebody might want generational wealth, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, whatever that looks like, we can help you obtain that. And so for me, what separates my company is you're getting a personable experience. We're sitting down with you. We're trying to figure out those pain points. We're trying to figure out how we can actually solve your problem before, just getting that dollar and moving on to cleaning up your credit and leaving you out in the dark to figure it out by yourself.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So we got a company and a man that actually cares. He's just not trying to just flip
Absolutely.
clients, putting in the time and the work. Man, I just got to say I'm gonna give a shout out to the man, but it's kind of crazy to me. I feel like I can close my eyes and almost hear to me like you to me. I don't know if you've heard it before, but you kind of sound like Tamir to me. I don't know if you've ever heard that
I've
before.
never heard of that.
Like, I don't know if it's maybe the demeanor. Both of you guys seem like really chill people. Maybe that's
Appreciate
more of
you.
what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just keep getting. But shout out to Tamir for the referral.
Oh yeah.
Definitely shout out to him and for the love.
Great beginnings.
Yes, yes. But as far as next wealth, what is your why? Like, why did you feel the need to come out here and kind of almost kind of change the game in the way that the credit repair is going?
Absolutely. So I think for me, it was more so like, what skills do I currently have that I can transfer over and create a business? Um, I started to do it for myself and seeing the impact that it was able to do for myself. So I was like, you know what? How can I monetize this? How can I build a business out of this? And how can I also give that impact and change people's lives? So my why has always been, impact. How can I help individuals? If anybody knows me, they know that within one phone call, I'm there. Within a text message, I'm there. Might get back to you. Might be taking a nap, but you know what?
Hey, we all need our rest.
We all need our rest, and so I'm there. Give you the shirt off my back. Give you my last sip of water, whatever the case might be. And so, my why has always been impact. How can I help people? How can I monetize this? How can I change a life? How can I make it even not necessarily overnight, but even generational? So, yeah, that's my why.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. There's
Absolutely.
not a lot of people out there that are looking at it as really just helping other people. There's so many people
Right.
because there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of people who are venturing out into entrepreneurship,
Absolutely.
but I mean, when we get down to the nitty gritty, there's always some type of selfishness in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like the level of it is a lot higher in other businesses. Like I feel like with you, it's really about the client.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
So our next question is for someone sitting on a 500 credit score today,
Mm-hmm.
where do they even start on trying to build that up?
Yeah. One of the biggest things is you're going to have to know where to get your credit score. You got to look at it. You got to face the facts. You got to look at that. Whatever damage you did, you got to you got to take that head on, right? So annualcreditreport.com allows you to pull your 3 scores from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Allows you to pull that credit report one time annually for free. So you got to pull that credit report and see what damage is on there, and you got to then strategize on how you're going to attack that. Did you miss? Unfortunately, life happens, right? So did you miss some credit card payments? Did you miss a payment on the car? Um, did something go into collections? There's a plethora of things that can happen in life that can cause a negative impact to the credit. So one of the biggest things I'll say is you have to face it, look at those skeletons in the eyes, and actually go and strategize how you're going to attack those negative items.
Awesome. So what that was? Oh, you know what? Let me turn this. Sorry. Sorry, technical difficulty. We don't want that happening again. So yeah, yes. So basically, in a sense, kind of taking accountability
Absolutely.
and figuring out where the left turn was,
Absolutely.
and then kind of just going from there.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Awesome answer. How does business funding tie into building generational wealth?
Yeah. One of the biggest things I think for our community or even just people in general is that, when they look to start a business, even if it's a side hustle, you need capital. And most people think that you have to have that liquid, you have to have that cash, cold cash in your bank account. Whereas without that knowledge, you have to you got to utilize what's called OPM, other people's money, right?
Hmm.
And that's where the banks come into play. And then how you get started on that is your personal credit. Your personal credit, you have a strong credit profile. It's not just about the score, it's about the profile. That's what I like to teach my clients. It's about structuring your profile. And so, once you get that credit profile to where the banks are saying, hey, he's worthy of lending $20,000, $50,000, even $100,000, you can then utilize that to start your business. Or even, some people utilize their credit with these high limit credit cards to buy their house, buy a car. There's so many things you can do with your credit that we are not privy to. And then that's where, that education space comes in for me to teach my clients.
Awesome, awesome. Or I'm sorry, I didn't hear myself. Awesome, awesome, good answer, definitely. So we're all about building that generational wealth around here, and I really like that answer.
Mm-hmm.
What's one mistake people make that kills their credit before they even know it?
I would say not knowing what credit is. Right. So just going to a car dealership and filling out that form where they're like, well, we have to run your credit, and just turning it in and not knowing what that damage, what those inquiries are doing to your credit, or even not taking something that serious of missing a payment and not being disciplined with their credit, or how they go about it. Right. So I think that's one thing that kills people drastically, is just not having that education on what credit is, and what to do with it, and how to be disciplined with your credit.
That's a good answer. And I feel like in our community, in our culture too, there's not enough talk about credit.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Like, I don't really remember having any kind of discussion personally when I was young about how credit works or anything like that. Like,
yeah, no, it was always about, what college you're going to go to, what it was, get a state job, right? And you need to, if you get that state job, you're lucky, and you need to sit on that job until you retire. Nothing about credit, and the strategies and what you can do with it.
not at all. Yeah. But we got people like you. So hopefully, we are the change. I feel like all these, I want to say like 30 to 45 out here, just make sure that we stay open minded and keep pushing for change, man. And talk to Mr. Impact here.
Right,
Get that
right.
education.
We're considered unks now, man. You put us in that range.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Unk now, man. But okay, that's gonna wrap it up for the wealthy wisdom part of the show, though. We're gonna roll right in. We were dropping some gems, so let's loosen back up a little bit. I mean, not that we're super tight, but let's get into some wacky wealth. Um, let's see. So for wacky wealth, we have, what's the craziest credit story you've ever run into? Like, someone was just crazy swiping and didn't know, or someone that played the I didn't know card, and they were just, I didn't know I was gonna have to pay back $100,000. What?
Yes. I say one of my clients, she's very dear to me, but it was one of her goals was she wanted to get a house. And so during that house buying process, it is very strict that you do not touch your credit, because you could, with some of the houses, you can qualify for a mortgage with a 640 credit score. But if you drop to a 639, you no longer qualify. So we're like, we were able to, she came to me first. We were able to get the negative items off of her credit score, and also build her credit score up to where it needed to be. From there, she just wanted to qualify. She just wanted to get the house. So I'm like, okay. Now me and her loan officer are telling her, hey, don't open no new accounts. Don't buy no new cars. Don't go over your credit limit on your cards. Okay, I got you guys. I'm like, okay, like, we are in the final stages. You need to be disciplined. And so it got almost time to closing, and the bank reran her credit to see where she was at, and lo and behold, there was a new vehicle. She opened up a new account with her credit card. with a credit card. And for most people that don't know, credit history makes up 35% of your credit score. So if you open up a new line of credit, you just decreased your credit history. And it dropped her. It dropped her, and everything we built up for was gone. And in a moment, just a blink of eye, it was gone. And so, unfortunately, she had to go back to the drawing board, and we had to strategize and figure out ways to get her back on track and get that house. But it was a couple months pushed out because of those few mistakes.
Dang. How did she take it? Did she like kind of reflect on you, or did she actually take accountability and like, man, all right, I messed up.
No, she took accountability, because these are things that it wasn't just even coming from me. It was coming from her loan officer. It was coming from her realtor. Like, we all sat down and like, hey, this is the game plan. You just need to stick to it. And, unfortunately, she still got her house, but it was just a little bit delayed.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome that you guys happened to stick through it with her and she was cooperative.
Yeah.
Because you never know, man. Sometimes you get those crazy people and then, well, you said and you and I thought and blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah. I've definitely had a couple of those, but you know what? We were able to talk them off the ledge, and great customer service goes a long way.
Awesome. And then I got a myth one for you for the wacky wealth.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's a common idea that debit cards can help boost your credit score. Do you have an opinion on that statement at all?
Yeah, that's not true whatsoever. Debit cards are your own money. Debit cards are not linked to your credit whatsoever. So anybody, I know some people say cash is king. I'm not a believer of that. You're limited to cash and what you can bring in versus credit. Man, the sky's the limit. So, yeah.
So would you say the story you just told right now, or do you think you have a different story you could share us that would be the title of like the most redemption type story, or do you think that one was it right there?
No, redemption. I'd say there was somebody who, one of my clients, who had a hard life. I firmly believe everybody has what I call, unfortunately, a boohoo story. Everybody's had it rough, right? But this person, I mean, it was literally the cards were just not in their favor from day one. Growing up in a foster home, abusive parents, one parent suicidal, and it just was bad from the jump, right? And so, in order to survive, they had to do what they had to do, which ultimately impacted their credit score in a negative way. And they didn't think that they could ever come back from that, but they ended up getting a better job, more income coming in. So we were actually able to strategize. They came to me, and this is one of the biggest things for me, was I wanted to see impact over the dollar. So they came to me, I seen their story, and I was like, let's go ahead and get you right. And I put them through my services. And we were able to get some of those negative items. We were able to get all of the negative items actually removed.
Awesome.
It was, then we had to build the profile. So I gave them some gems on how we're going to build that profile, build their credit score up, because their credit history was gone, with charged off accounts. So that history is gone. So we actually had to build that back up, and we were able to get him and his kids into a house. We were able to get him a vehicle, which we were able to get his kids to and from. I know that he was going through custody battle. So one of the things that he was being attacked with was transportation. So we were able to get him transportation to get his kids from point A to point B to school and whatever the case might be. And then we're actually able to start him off on building up some credit cards to get him some high limit credit cards that started off secure, because sometimes unfortunately, that's the way you have to go. And now, his credit cards, we got him up to about $10,000 per limit on those credit cards.
Nice.
So, yeah, man, there's a lot of interesting stories that come through when I sit down and have those conversations. But yeah, that'd probably be the one that tugged on the heartstrings the most.
Yeah. I don't even have the whole story, and it sounds like there was a lot to deal with.
Yeah,
for him.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that he's doing well. I mean, I'm not sure who he is or if he's watching or anything, but glad to hear that he's doing well and
yes.
successful. So that's actually that one's kind of short. We're going to wrap that up. That's the Wacky Wealth. And we're going to roll right into the next segment. And that is the Health is Wealth segment.
Mhm.
And normally, the Health is Wealth is brought to you by Jessica Marrero and Christina Rose of Elevated Souls. They say that they are here to elevate your soul. You can reach them at 602 2649. Darn, I messed it up. I thought I had it memorized. I think I messed up the phone number. But I know for sure you can catch them on the Instagram at ELIVE, the number 8D underscore SOULS. Since we're doing finances and credit today, we're actually going to take a little bit of a turn for the Health is Wealth. We're not talking about anything medicinal or holistic or food wise today. We're going to be talking about a little bit of financial health with Mr. TJ here, Mr. Impact. So, first and foremost, how do you define financial or health? Sorry.
Yeah, I think that having a savings account for a rainy day is something that's just super important, right? I think that the ability to have your money work to bring in more money is super important, super huge when it comes to the community and growing that financial health. I think that knowing the difference between good debt and bad debt is huge for financial health. And I think more so just being disciplined. Being disciplined is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a credit card, that doesn't mean that's extra money. That is something that you owe. That is money you are going to owe. It is not. Don't add that to your net income whatsoever. I think that knowing how to say no, going through your bank statements 90 days, and that'll tell you all your habits right there. Going through 90 days of your bank statements will tell you all of your habits. So just being disciplined is something that I think that is huge in financial health.
Awesome. Awesome. And I mean, it's true. It's very, very true. If you don't have the discipline to, what's the old school saying? Like, save a dollar today, spend or save a penny today, spend a penny tomorrow, or something like that. I probably murdered that thing, but you know what I mean. Basically, spend your money
Right.
wisely.
Spend it wisely.
Spend it wisely,
Correct.
because if you just throw it away, then you're gonna be asked out on the curb with Joe Blow doing whatever,
Right.
whatever Joe
Right.
Blow is doing. I don't know if you want to be involved with what Joe Blow is doing. Um, but so Mr. Impact, do you think financial stress impacts physical health?
No, absolutely. You take a look at the divorce rate and what people are getting divorced over. That's off of finances right there. You look at even the suicide rate. I've had conversations with bankruptcy attorneys who said that they lost clients due to suicide because they were just they were drowning in debt, and so even high blood pressure or whatever the case might be on the medical side, it takes a huge, 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 huge impact on the financial, on the mental, I mean, on the physical and on the mental. You know, Worrying about how you're going to make your next car payment, or if you have kids, worrying about how your kids are going to eat, worrying about if you are going to be able to have a roof over their head. It takes a lot on on the mental, which then translates to the body. So, oh yeah, it definitely goes hand in hand.
Yes, yes. So make sure you guys aren't stressing. I mean, you definitely want to make sure you got your ducks in a row with your
Right,
finances, but
right,
you don't want it to make you look like Homer Simpson. You know,
right.
just three. He literally three strands of hair. Like,
Right.
so what's is there a daily habit that you could suggest out there for the viewers to improve their financial health?
Daily habit. I would say really start off with goals. Some people may look at the vision boards and think that that's cheesy. I think that that's a brilliant idea, and hang it up so you never lose focus of what you're trying to achieve, right? So, um, my friends do it. I do it. Talk about it all the time. And it's just because I know that with myself, out of sight, out of mind is a huge thing for me. And so we might let life get in the way of our bosses coming and talking to us, projects, deadlines, kids, soccer games, whatever the case might be, and that could derail us from what the actual goal is. And so I think that, you know, those daily affirmations, if you, even if you got to listen to these type of podcasts about money, goals, or daily affirmations, even going to the gym, I think that those are some of the things that can keep you grounded and motivated to actually go to the finish line and obtain your goals.
And actually, make sure you guys remember that part. Make sure they're goals that are obtainable.
Right. Oh, that's huge. Yeah. Don't I think with us millennials, we messed up and probably went into depression because we thought that we could be multimillionaires and billionaires by the time we were 30.
Right.
We had to own a house by the time we were 30. And, you know, life just doesn't happen that way. And I think it really crashed a lot of people.
If someone's credit is bad but income is decent, what's the first step to balance that?
Yeah, I'd say, you know, you gotta, once again, you gotta face those demons and you gotta figure out what is causing the credit score to be bad. Sometimes, you know, they say that no credit is bad credit, so you may have a bad credit score just because you don't have anything on there. You know, you might be, income is decent, so you pay everything in cash. There was just no a need for you to pull your credit or utilize your credit to make the purchases that you've been making, right? And so you might need to. Here's a gem right here. I'd say, if, let's just say you don't have any credit, you never had a credit card, you never financed a car, whatever the case might be. Um, Look for a friend or family member who that you trust, who is responsible with their money. Ask them, hey, what's your longest credit card that you have had open for the longest? Some people, you'd be shocked, some people have had a credit card open for 10 years, 20 years, or whatever the case might be. Ask them to call that credit card company, the bank, and add you as a authorized user on the card. Now, there's the thing about it is why it works so beautifully is because now that you are an authorized user, you are able to absorb all of their credit history that they have and their payment history on that they have on that card. So if they have 100% payment history, they have 10 plus years on that card, you are now able to absorb that payment history and that longevity that they have on the card. But once again, it has to be somebody that you trust and that you know that has financially been able to be stable, because if they have late payments or if they have a card that is over 30% of the utilization, you absorb that. You are now responsible for that debt and those late payments. So it could actually kill your credit score. So that's why you got to do your due diligence. And, you know, it's no harm to them because a card will come in the mail with your name on it. You just have it they just have to have it shipped to their house and they cut it up, you know. So it's not like you can go and spend all kinds of, run their credit to the ground, or, you know, swipe their card or anything of that sort. And it's the easiest way to build your credit history up while you just piggybacking off of somebody else's great spending habits.
To be honest, that is a phenomenal gem, and I actually did that myself
Yeah.
to kickstart mine
Yes.
because I was at a point where I basically had zero credit,
Mm-hmm.
and my fiance already had something established.
Right.
So I was like, well, she actually offered it to me.
Okay.
Crazy enough.
Yes.
And I was like, sure. I didn't even really think about it at first. I was just like, all right, sure, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Man, it's a good gym that a lot of people don't utilize. I mean, some people even are making money off of it and charging people like, hey, you know, I got this credit score, I have this credit card with this credit history and this limit. If you pay me $500 or whatever the case might be, like, I'll add you to my card.
Mhm.
I'll add you as an authorized user, you know, for 3 months, 4 months, or however they decide how long they want to keep you on there. And you can actually create a business off of itself.
Ooh, look at that. That's double gems right there.
Right.
He just gave you a gauntlet right there.
Yeah.
But shoot, I had a question and I just interrupted myself in that thought about it. I had a follow-up question. So for those who don't know, if they were to take that move, use that hack, Is it just for that card, or is it the history and all that kind of combines
So it's the history that's connected to that one card.
the
Yeah,
history
so
to that one
that
card?
one card, the payment history, the debt that's associated with it. So that's why I say be wary of who you ask, and even ask them if you can take a look at the payment history and things of that sort, so you know what you're getting yourself into, and don't actually lower your credit score trying to perform, you know, that method right there.
So would you say that building your financial confidence leads into your life confidence? And if you do say yes, why?
Yeah, I'd say that 100% yes. You just start to feel better about yourself. Some of those worries that you had when you didn't have it financially, you don't have those same worries. You don't you're able to. I think with society, we have looked at people who drive nice cars, wear nice jewelry, or seeing them at some of these restaurants, either Steak 44 or whatever the case might be. We look at that and we're like, yo, it must be nice, right? And I think that once you do actually have the finances to live those certain lifestyles and get those new experiences, you just start to appreciate life in a different way. You look at life in a different way. You care about yourself in a different way. So, oh man, yeah, I think it goes hand in hand.
So then, technically, you're saying money can buy happiness.
I wouldn't say all that. I wouldn't say all that. I would say it definitely relieves a lot of stress. If you're dealing with some self issues, money can't buy that. It could get you a great therapist, but if you're not putting in the work, you're still going to be depressed. You're still going to go whatever issue it is. You're still going to go through that. So money can't buy happiness to a certain extent, but it can relieve a lot of stress.
There we go.
Yeah.
So always got to read the fine print.
Right. Right.
But that's gonna wrap it up today for the Health is Wealth. And before we roll into this next segment of the show, we're gonna get a quick shout out from the sponsors. I don't I don't pay all these electric bills and all that stuff, man. We got some good cameras. So we got to do what we do, and we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it. Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to Mama Souls. Make sure y'all go out there and get some good soul food. I heard it is very delicious. I haven't been myself, but word gets around about some deliciousness. So we're gonna go ahead and roll into this next half of the show, but this should be a little interesting. All right, we got some quick fire questions for you, real quick, Mister Impact.
Gotcha.
Before we get into the towards the end of the show here. So let's roll, let's roll, let's roll. If credit scores disappeared tomorrow, what would replace them?
Oh man, I'm not necessarily sure what will replace them, but it would be the same principle. Banks are not going to lend out to anybody that they can't trust, and it's all that's all a credit score is what have you been doing with your finances? Can I trust you? Because that's how the banks make money. They make money off of lending out money. So, you know, America was built on the banks and other things, but not going to get into that. But it's just more so there's going to be something to replace it. The name would change, but the principle will stay the same.
Are schools failing us by not teaching credit?
100%. 100%. We're learning about a lot of different things that have, that played hundreds of years ago about, a history, but we're not learning about credit to get us in a position so we can succeed. As soon as you graduate high school, you're looking for your first apartment, you're looking for a car, you're looking for everything is about credit and how you handle that, and we're not being taught that, and it is a big disappointment.
All right. What is one money? I'm sorry. What is one personal money mistake you made that humbled you?
Um, you know what? Not listening to my elders. I think that some of them were trying to point me in the right direction, but I was one of those people that had to touch the stove in order to experience life. And so, man, growing up around the network that I grew up around, and even within my 9 to 5, when I was around those certain type of people, they were trying to give me some game, and I did not run with it. And it coming to this year, to this date, man, I could have been a multimillionaire off of Bitcoin alone, but did not run with those gems whatsoever.
Kicking himself in the butt on that one.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want you to finish this sentence. Generational wealth is
Where you don't have to stress. I think that where your kids don't have to stress, where your great grandkids don't have to stress. I think that it's a great thing to leave a legacy, and what that might look like is, through certain strategies, leaving them a house, leaving them appreciating assets over liabilities. That's always going to be huge in creating generational wealth.
awesome. And that's what we're all about here. So make sure you guys are paying attention. I hope you had your notepads. There was gems all throughout.
Absolutely.
So build that generational wealth. And, it doesn't necessarily even have to start with you. You could just give the knowledge. That's still generational wealth, giving the knowledge to the next generation so they can make the right money moves.
Yes.
But that's going to wrap it up for the quick fire. And then we're going to be rolling into the last segment of the show. It's one of my favorites. I know it's one of your favorites. It is called We Building Boy. Yes. Make sure to check us out on Saturdays. You can find us on the Wealth for Generations Facebook page, Wealth for Generations AZ on the Instagram, and you can follow us on the Desert Land Kid on YouTube. Make sure you follow, check it out. YouTube has like, I want to say like 90% of all the Wealth for Generations content. Facebook's acting weird and they're deleting lives. So if you want to go back and check out the archive, you got to make sure you follow, subscribe to the YouTube. That's got everything and more, because that's got a little bit more of me in that one. But let's give a big shout out. Again, like I said, I don't pay for all these expensive cameras out here. You got to give a shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Habari Entertainment. That is the mother company of us all, and the big brother, Habari Live. Shout out to them. Thank you guys. And then our other sponsors, we have Elevated Souls. Yes, they are the ones that usually provide provide the health is wealth for us. Big shout out to those ladies. Get your flavored sea moss gel, fresh pressed juice, handmade healing crystal jewelry, and make sure you stay tuned because they about to go live online, y'all. they about they about to go live online, y'all. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Um, and then last but not least, we got a shout out to Ripple to Wave Foundation. Yes, the nonprofit Ripple to Wave Foundation. They are currently in Arizona and New Mexico. If you're looking for any place to volunteer, definitely reach out to Ripple to Wave Foundation. They do all kinds of stuff, mobile distributions, cleanups, and also too, man, if you got an idea that you want to bring to the community as a nonprofit event, you can even link up with them and they can help you bring your idea to fruition. So shout out to them for sure, for sure. Um, but we're gonna roll into the actual We Building Boy, where we give our special guests the floor to promote. So here you guys go. Let's hear what Mr. TJ has for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for that. One, I just wanted to go ahead and drop one more gem, if that's okay with you.
No problem, no problem. Drop them all.
One of the things that we can do is when it comes to building credit is, like I said, credit history, right? So if there's two accounts, there is Rent Reporters and there's Credit Sesame. So what you can do with those is you can actually start getting credit for your rent payments. And so here goes some sauce for you guys to go ahead and run the play, right? So if you know anybody that has a house, who owns the house, what you can do for rental karma, Credit Sesame and rent reporters, is you can go ahead and go to their websites, fill out their pick that particular product, use the person's address, whoever owns that house. Now, give them a call and let them know that you're running the play, because what Rental Karma, Rent Reporters, and Credit Sesame is going to do, they are going to call and verify. You're going to then say, "Hey, I've been renting a room from this person," and they will and you can backdate that time frame. So if you're 30, you can go all the way back to your 18 and say, "Hey, I've been renting a room from that person since I was 18 years old." And what they're going to do is call the person up and say, "Hey, is this true?" They're going to verify. And then once they verify, you now have that many years of credit history gained just like that. And your credit score will shoot up 40 to 100 points. It's phenomenal what these plays will do. But yeah, those are two plays, man, that are easy, that you can do. Make sure you follow it the exact same way that I said it, and there goes that gem for you if anybody's trying to boost their credit score.
And that's one of those like museum type gems right there, man.
Yeah. Anybody can find me on my Instagram. That is where I'm the most active. My Instagram handle is t.jsmith22. You can find me there. It's pretty simple. I'm giving out game all the time on how to build credit, how to remove credit, also how to build business funding, how to get personal funding, and tips and tricks and things of that sort. One of the things that I do want to promote right now is, I'm a firm believer, like I said, Mr. Impact, right? I'm a firm believer in helping out the community. That's why, I rock with the best fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, because that's one of our principles of service, right? So coming onto the show, I told Elijah I'll go ahead and bless the audience. I'm looking to bless five people with absolutely free credit repair services. These are people that not just anybody's. I'm not going to select just any five people. These are going to be people that are about taking action, that are serious about taking action, and that will take action in a fast pace. The last time I've tried to help people, it was, okay, I'll turn this in, and it stretched out for way longer than what it needed to be. But if you are in need of credit repair and you're trying to get a house, you're trying to get a car, whatever the case might be, and you want to go ahead and sit down and talk to me, and we can strategize about how we can get you your next wealth, go ahead and tap in with me. Once again, my Instagram, t.jsmith22. Find me there, drop me a DM, and we can definitely get you taken care of.
That was the IG, right? t.jsmith22.
Correct.
Just putting it in the comments in case people for free credit report.
Yeah,
repair.
Mention the show. I want to see everybody come who actually tapped in on the live, and and so I can know to apply that those services too. I get people DM me all the time about credit repair, and I just want to make sure I'm helping the people who actually stayed and listen to the sauce today.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for providing that for the people out there, man. Y'all make sure you definitely tap in with this man. There's all kinds of gems and jewels throughout this episode. I hope y'all were paying attention, brought a notepad and everything like that. Give me just 1 second. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people real quick before we wrap up the show today, sir?
No, I mean, I think for the most part, we are in a it does suck to wrap that credit repair and that it is getting, because we live in a scammy society these days. But I'm hoping that once after having that conversation, I'm here to support the community. I'm here to support people's dreams and to get their next wealth, that they'll actually entrust me with that, because at the end of the day, I'm just looking to provide impact. And I think that the people can sense that. They'll be able to understand that they're dealing with a real person, and not, like I said, not just looking for a dollar. So that's why I'm going ahead and offer these services for free. And let's take action, guys. Let's take massive action.
Yes, man. Don't sleep on this, man. There's some of y'all out there right now cursing your mama because she had put you on the bill
Right.
and you was 13 and fucked up your credit. Come holla at TJ. Make sure you holla at him.
Yes.
But that is gonna wrap up our show for today. Thank all you guys for viewing. All you guys who are gonna catch the recorded version, all that. Thank you, TJ, for making sure to spend some. Sorry, nobody wants to hear that. For making some time to come hang out with us at the Wealth Generation show. We really appreciate it. Maybe we could even get some other stuff going on in the future. We're definitely looking into doing some events, providing some more information, like literally, or not literally, physically out in the community and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
So I'll definitely be in contact. But is there anything? Would you like to say any kind of salutations or anything of that nature to the people?
You know what? Well, first I want to give a big shout out to my Lord and Savior, through Jesus Christ. And, without him, none of this would be possible. I want to give a big shout out to, my community, my fraternity, my fiance, my kids. Without them, none of this would be possible as well. And, and shout out to the action takers. Shout out to the action takers. Time goes by, and every single day that you're not taking action, it's going to continue to go by without you. Next thing you know, you're going to look up and be like, man, where did it go? So, man, just shout out peace, love, and happiness to everybody, and stay healthy.
Yes. Peace, love, and happiness to everybody. The next generation, man, this is the stuff y'all need to defend. Okay? We're doing what we can to make sure y'all succeed, planting our seeds to make sure that the money tree can grow and we can all live off of it. But thank you to all the viewers, all the supporters, sponsors. Thank you guys all. And on that note, peace.
Peace out.